I love medievally sort of whimsical, outside of the normal realm lifestyle. I just try to bring that into these because to me, when you're living them and you're traveling, you're already living an alternative lifestyle. So it might as well have something that you can lay in at night and feel the entire surrounding atmosphere kind of tie into what you're doing. So I really do put a lot of thought into trying to make these things have a lot of character, and I go through a painstaking process of just finding random stuff, and it sort of creates itself, and I try to find that fine line, like I said, between like play and professionalism.
This is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Very happy to have Anthony back on the channel. You remember the last time he was on the channel, he had that English cottage camper van? That was spectacular. Well, today he's gonna completely blow you away. This is the most enchanting camper van I've ever seen. It's so intricate and it's an awesome floor plan too. It's got a Murphy bed, a huge kitchen in the middle, and it has a rear bath. So join us for the tour.
What's up, man? Welcome back. We got a new friend with us. This is Left Eye. She's my companion. I've had her along for the ride for years, and can't live without her. She wasn't here last time, and now she is. So, take it away, Left Eye. Just kidding. Anyway, how you doing? Again, this is a ProMaster 3500. I bought it new, and I outfitted it into an enchanting, bougie Hobbit van. And shall we? Surely. This is the outdoor patio. This is a Tiffany lamp that I converted to 12 volt. And a good place to enjoy, just a nice spot to dine with your fellow other. Onward. Oh, and it's everything in this van is walnut and sapele for the most part. So there are other versions of wood, but those are the ones most noted, and that's throughout the entire van, whether it's milled or veneer, etc. So starting with the panel, you have your Victron water meter, you have your system heater. This switches for a dimmer of the ceiling. This is down below. I'll talk about these bars in a second. And then back here for the window. I put everything on dimmers because I think lighting is crucial. I think lighting makes everything better if it's the right temperature, the right everything. So I tried to adjust everything on dimmers as much as I could. You got not a watermelon, a butterfly light up here for a little ambiance. Your max air fan. Your entrance in and out in case some creepy ghouls try to get you at night and you can run from them. Compartment. Boat hatch. I went with the boat hatch this time as opposed to the Dometic plastic one. I like the streamline. It's a bit more open. I just thought I'd try something different. It's got its pluses and its minuses, but it's nice. So I utilized the boat hatch for that. And you can actually fit outside of it if you wanted to go up there and check out the stars. The USB, got a couple USBs throughout. So if you're sitting here, you can do your charging. Your heater comes out here, that's adjustable. So down here, I put a footing so your feet aren't dangling. I added carpet to it so you can stand on it barefoot. And it's also good to get up here, use your hatch, and when the Murphy bed's down at night, it's a step to get up. So it kind of helps everything. And I just put it adjacent and stopped it here so it doesn't interfere with the kitchen. The wood itself, walnut, sapele. I tried to choose a lot of wood that had character to it. So whether it was knots or just had sort of like a ravine running through it, I really tried to play with those natural tones. And these are real solid pieces of walnut, so it's sturdy, etc. And the epoxy bar, there's two of them. There's one here and there's one up in the kitchen. This is sort of your earth tones, and this is going to be your floral. scenario. A woman named Dana built them for me. You can find her information inside of the information box. What do I call that?
Description.
Description. Thank you. All right. Where am I? She did a great job. She took a lot of time really defining just how beautiful they could be and playing very well with the themes of it. And I couldn't be happier with them. So thank you for that very much. And let's move on to the cushions. The cushions or the box? Let's move on to the box. I took some of the epoxy work, inlaid it with walnut and sapele. This box comes off. It acts as an armrest. It acts as a box that you can use for whatever. And as you'll see later, this comes out, hides behind it, and that's an extended bed. So it's utilized for 3 things. The millwork on all of the Tudor style channels, I took some time to really play with a lot of the angles and just the accents. And we are real proud of the woodwork that I did in this. Just gave it a very nice touch. The material is masonite, so it's just that cardboard brown masonite that you find at Home Depot. I flipped it, used a rough edge, and I felt it kind of gave like a vintage touch to it. And that's what that's about right there. The cushions. So my girl Goldie, she's a babe. She did these for me, and they are Duramax. Duramax is a material, it's mostly polyester and nylon, but it's soft enough and you can't wreck it. It's wonderful zippers so you can clean everything. And she added Decron, which adds for some nice thickness and durability. So really happy with these cushions. I actually did the cushions twice. I had them in like a yellow tone, like a canvas material, and it was staining and they were too thick, so we ended up doing them twice, and she really helped me out with that, so thanks, babe. So next, what we have over here is a lagoon mount swivel table that attaches right here. I took this table, which actually is plexiglass, so I took a material underneath, painted it, and then sanded it, so it doesn't stain up. It's a little more durable, and it was kind of a neat way to make a table. And I added sapele corners and carpet on the bottom for softness. And that, when it's seated, it uses for here as like a single person eating, or a desk for here for dual purpose. And it also comes over to this area if you want it out of the way. So it's real nice. It swivels all 3 ways. And next, I want to show you what's going on underneath these cushions. Thanks. So under this one, you have your S-bar heater, storage, and more storage over here. I carpet lined everything, and there's a fun little table as well. This thing's one of those old school tables you can use for setting out food if you're dining. Automatic lighting, so when you lift it up, you can see under there, and that about does it for this area. Under this area, excuse me, miss. So the way I did the cushions, because you don't want to just toss them everywhere, under this compartment, most of them stay up top. This one goes away, hides inside here, and that way it's out of the way for when you're going to do your Murphy bed. In terms of what's under here, you've got your 2 30 amp DC to DCs, your MPPT breaker, what was that movie, Fifth Element? Multi-pass. How many people said that before? 2000 watt Purion 12 volt and 110 breaker box. This is 295 lithium SOK battery and your Lynx distribution panel. I think there's a couple fuses lined up top, and then ventilation, so when it gets too hot, as well as the Servo GX for the water and the touchscreen. Sequoia from Phoenix Off-Grid Build, who will also be in the link. He is my go-to right-hand man when it comes to building these builds, so thank you very much, Sequoia. One other thing, your 5-gallon propane. Next, I'm going to show you the bed. So what I like to do, I take the extra cushions, they stay there. I like to use one at times because it's wood. It tends to just kind of soften it and get rid of a little bit of that creak. So I like to leave this, and it takes up a little bit of that gap. But essentially, you're resting on this mount as well as the mount over here and the hinges themselves. So that comes down. See how it gives a little cushion, just makes it a little nicer. And you have, I think it's technically, it's about 4 by 6. That's where we're at on this bed, give or take. I'll show you the extension bed in a second, or the guest bed. In terms of up here, coming up there, Patrick. Whew. Lighting, you can have your beer or your wine, or your juice. USB port. And down below, I did a nice bar. Down below even further, I continued the theme to give it that enchanting look. This thing almost took my hand. So I was doing a channel out of one of the rips, and when I was pushing it through, the channel kicked back and shot a piece of wood. You can kind of see it, but it shot it directly in between my fingers into the bone, and I yanked it out, and I had to go to the hospital for 3 rounds of antibiotics that were like 8 hours long. And so I got a blow dart of walnut in my hand from this bad boy. So I earned that one. Moving on to here, and just in general, this is oak, so this isn't walnut. This is oak, just milled, painted. This switch is for 110 back there, which hooks up to the projector that I have a mount that goes here, and the projector shoots over there, and you have a nice screen so you can lay in bed and watch your Bluetooth scenario as well as outside and pull it in and out. These little guys, I found lampshades, just mini lampshades, cut them, and then I used the upside down part to kind of look like a filament. They're just stylized, and they're just standard 12 volt. I mentioned the bed extension, and I want to show you how that works. Don't freak out, little girl. So the butcher block counter in the kitchen comes off. Excuse me. I don't want to scare. So this goes here. This comes up. These attach somehow or another. There we are. And you have your foot mount, which locks up under here. And the cushions go onto here and now fill the gap, and you have a 6 by 6 bed. You can run a curtain and have like a guest scenario, or just an extended bed if you want to do it that way. So that's like a nice addition. When the bed extension is down and the butcher block countertop is up, that gives you access to your isotemp water heater. Excuse me again, Miss Fluffy Butt. It's a 5.1 gallon isotemp. You've got your pump accumulator filtration system, and there's also a 110 hookup in case you want to rig out the isotemp to the 110 and not run it off of your solar. So that way you have two ways of getting your water heater going on through there. We're gonna move on to the kitchen. I'm gonna fold up the bed. This is my happy place, my domain. I love kitchens. I tried to get as much out of the kitchen as I could in relation to everything else. But what you have here is dinner for tonight. Just kidding. You have a cool skull, rocks that are fake. That just kind of plays with the theme, some fake moss. You have your 110. You have your dimmer switch for your floral light bar. You have lighting underneath. And then these two switches are for the outdoor warm and cold lighting, so you can have outdoor dining or whatever you want. More lighting up here. Open concept. The dishware itself kind of scattered through Etsy, found medieval websites. Each piece was individual. It was kind of hard to find all this stuff. And you know, you have your enamel shell. You've got custom wood plates. You've got really neat wood coasters. I built these two little rigs for teas and coffee. I thought that was kind of a unique way to do it, because when you're traveling, a lot of times having like a coffee setup can be cumbersome. So I thought that was a nice way to streamline that. Some spun iron and cast iron jars. Love it. I love this style of stuff. And I think it's nice that it's open concept and it's tightly tucked away, so it really doesn't bounce around. It just works. And I put cork down below, if you can see it, a burnished cork, just for style and for comfort. Down here, this is where you have your cookware, more custom fun plateware. Walnut sapilli, also the bed support. This comes down, acts as that support. That's why it's stationary. Copper backsplash with copper nails. It's a silicone movable faucet, hot cold, with your custom inline sink. Have some nice leaves there. Your pump switch is here, one of them. The other one is in the bathroom. So that way it's not in your eyes, but if you leave it on at night, that's why I did the green. Hi, Mama. You got your funny little guy. I don't know if you can say this, but sex is like pizza. When it's good, it's very good. And when it's bad, it's still pretty good. I thought it was funny. More copper pots, oils, stainless steel, salt, pepper, more copper, more walnuts, sapilli, etc. And apothecary with lights, fan. Sorry, we skipped that, but your fan down there, fan and light switch. And just in case Jason comes after you, quick access, baby. And these guys. Oh, stove and oven. Propane, 3-burner, GM. That's all I got to say about that. You have this I did on carpet because I found with the slides inside there can be too much weight or kind of awkward, and I didn't want to have to pull them out, so I just did it to where it's just kind of a free floating drawer. More cabinetry. And this is my darling's bathroom. Her scratch pad. And And you have more, ooh, that was a terrible noise. You have more compartments. I didn't do some trim there, ignore that. Over here, compartments. This, I left the bolts on so you could take it off so you could access your water system in case you have to fix the sink or whatnot. And just place for paper towels, etc. Towel rack, and if you want to do like a scrub brush or something. And this is your latch. Excuse me, miss. Sorry. This is your latch to keep this steady so it doesn't fall. Another thing I want to show you is the door. Let's not crush my Tiffany lamp. I have some friends up there. That's Peter, Beatrice, Snowy, and James. I'm just kidding, I don't know the names, but that fits. Blackout curtains. This is the Velvet air conditioning system, 12 volt. It's nice. I don't know what to say about it. It's really nice. You look it up. Isotherm, 4.7 liter, I believe, fridge, freezer combo, some crusty ice. Up here, more cabinetry. They're adjustable. Sorry, mate. They're adjustable, so if you want to do it different yourself. And I did compartments there, as well as, I love jars. I have an affinity for them, so I did it that way, and I liked it. Watch your eyeballs real quick. Oh, I'm sweating, baby. Light, I just want to show you that. That's enough of that. Up here, this is one side of my surround sound system. So they're Bluetooth. I have two of them, a USB port up there, and then this way you can take them in or out if you're at the beach. And it's nice because this Bose system has a left and right channel, so you have surround sound. So I did one up here, echoes off the ceiling, and the other one you can put where, and you get your left and right. It's really nice. And it's magnetic for ease of access. You have a vanity, more adjustable shelving to your liking. You have a stuck compartment, and this is for your delicates, so you don't want to get them all messed up. And that way you have enough room with auto lighting as well. I did this for shoes or whatever you'd like to access there. Ah! Welcome to the medieval bathroom of the Enchanting Castle. This, my dear friends, is where you can do your business, get yourself pretty, feel fancy for the night, and just do your duty. Down here, we have penny round. There are gold accents in here. If you look really closely, they didn't show up that much, but just know that I tried and I wanted to accent with it. And this is epoxy grout, not your standard grout. Very durable, very good. You have your gray water drain system. Under here, you can access and see where your water tank is, as well as your drain offs. And there is another hookup under there. So during winter time, if you want to travel, you can add your temperature mat, and you can rig that with another 12 volt under there. I left that. Don't look, the birds are bathing. Again, Etsy, love it. More storage. More storage. You have another pump switch, so you don't have to go back and forth. And there's your shower, which you rig up there. You hook your curtain, so you can get this area just a bit more safe. This is acrylic wallpaper. It's technically waterproof, and everything is latex based and AZAC. So technically you could get this wet, minus some of the wood, which is does have a really heavy duty wax on it, but it's nicer to cover it. Bronze faucets, hot and cold. You have custom mirror, underlighting, overhead lighting, plant access piece, window with some flowers inside, and this is a plastic beveled round window. So again, for waterproofing, more support, and custom wood piece of a beautiful lady. This is your handle for closing the door. These are some hooks for wetsuits or whatnot. Toilet paper with old school. And I just put my toothbrush in that compartment. Moving on to the toilet. You have your hatch system with your Trelino kitty litter style human toilet, 500 pounds. And just in case somebody comes to attack you while you're doing your business, you have this awesome fire hose. It's way too much pressure, but it's great for outdoor showers and kicking those spirits butt. Does that do what you wanted it? Okay. You got a broom and the garage. Up here, USB. You have 110, 12 volt with a switch, and more outdoor lighting, so as well on both sides, warm and cold, depending on what side of the van you want to hang out at night or for protection. I'll leave that on for a second to see the rest. The cork with tabs, I have a container, and that's where I rig my surfboard, but you can put whatever you'd like there. Also some storage underneath, and my buddy Justin gave me this box. If you come around to the driver's side over here, I've got 2 fans. This is for your refrigerator ventilation. This is for the cooking ventilation, and your ladder to get up top, and as I mentioned, your warm and your cold lights. You have your Norco Outsource 110. Up top, custom roof rack. Inside is 2 185 watt panels, and just clear space for air conditioning, your max air fan, and if you want, you can sit up in a little patio area to check out the sunset. Nothing too modified up there though. On this side, as I mentioned, your 2 lighting systems. You have your water fill with lock, and we're back to the beginning. Oh, step, low profile step, so you can get around most places with that.
Before I do a recap of like what this thing has, because I've been taking notes the whole entire time, I want to say you are an artist. This is a work of art. There's so much time. I think you started this in October. We started talking about it. Here it is, July. It's done. Now you don't live in the van, but you build it and you test it out. You make sure everything works in it, but then you sell them when you're done, because then you move on to the next project. So you might be building another van, you might be building a cottage, who knows, right? Mm-hmm. But that's what you do, and I love it. Everybody loved the last van you did. I think they're really gonna love this van. It's model year, what, 2023 ProMaster, 2024?
2023.
2023 ProMaster.
3500 extended.
Extended, and it's got, what, a few thousand miles on it. Mm-hmm. Love the color. It's a window van, so it has a window here in the sliding door. Is that how it came, or you added it?
No, I added the window.
You added the window.
I didn't want to do the sliding window. I don't like more moving parts than I need to, sort of thing.
And you have enough lithium to run that 12-volt air conditioner. You had it on for a while before I got here. You have the solar on the roof. You got freshwater tank and a big Murphy bed. I love it. And the character is amazing. So what was like the hardest part of this? Like, what was the biggest challenge that you had building this one versus the last one?
They were both challenging in terms of where I had to build them. So the first one, I was in a dirt lot and I was living in it during summertime, and I was pulling my stuff in and out of a tent, and I thought that sucked until this one, which the first place I lived was crazy noisy neighbors, no shower, and I was working in the elements during the winter time, which then I went to another place midway, which had no running water. So I had to, you can imagine, no running water, and it was dilapidated, leaky roof, and it was literally snowing while building this one. And it was a very cathartic experience, both of them. So that was definitely the biggest challenge. Other than that is usually just picking a theme, because you want to try to have something that's magical, but not tacky. Like, you want to be able to have people want to live in it and buy it, but not it, you know, obviously be something that people are turned off by.
I get Harry Potter vibes, like looking at this, but it's not a Harry Potter theme, right? Where like someone really has to be loving Harry Potter. It's enchanting.
Enchanting is the word that I like to use. And I love, a lot of my tattoos are things that are that medievally sort of whimsical, outside of the normal realm life style. So bad at saying what I'm trying to say with this stuff. Y'all know what I mean. And I just try to bring that into these, because to me, when you're living them and you're traveling, you're already living an alternative lifestyle. So it might as well have something that you can lay in at night and feel the entire surrounding atmosphere kind of tie into what you're doing. So I really do put a lot of thought into trying to make these things have a lot of character, and I go through painstaking process of just finding random stuff, and it sort of creates itself, and I try to find that fine line, like I said, between like play and professionalism. One thing I wanted to mention was Eden and Nicole at Ananda Builds. I saw their build, and they took almost the same exact setup, where the bedroom's in the front, the bathroom's in the back. And I hit them up and I was like, listen, like, I love your build. You inspired me to do this. So thanks for them be open-minded, because they were like, yeah, we would love to see it. And I kicked it with them and just talked a little bit about how they built it. And so they definitely inspired me to spin the standard build. So thank you very much for that. Other shouts out are, like I said, Dana, who did my epoxy bars, and Sequoia at Phoenix Outdoor Builds, because without those people, none of this would be possible, as well as Patrick. You're the man.
Well, thank you very much for inviting me over to check it out, because you know I geek out on stuff like this. And in case you guys are wondering, you actually saw Ed and Nicole's van here on New Jersey Outdoor Adventures. I featured their van on the tour. You guys loved it. And they wound up selling that van. They're building other things now. And Anthony, you will be selling this van, because someone is going to get really excited about this, just as excited as me.
Well, I hope so. It will be up for sale. Contact me through my page, about my About page, and I'll have all the information. Just give me a ring, give me an email, open book on how this thing is built, what's in it, and what to expect. And thanks. I don't think I have anything else to say, except...
Sure, I'll have you on again, right? You're going to be building...
Wait, I got to chase her down. Hold on. I have one trick for y'all. She sings. Ready? Let's sing for the people. I said, boom, 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 and let me hear you say, way-oh. Good job, mama.